everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHST for short. I'm Isaac.
I'm Ella.
And I'm Carlos.
And this is a show where we cover movies on that growing list of films that has people asking us the question, you haven't seen that? Intermission.
Why not?
Nope, I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't like it. Another intermission edition where we're breaking down some movies that came out recently, which are Leviticus, Jackass, Best and Last, and Supergirl. Before we do that, if you're new here, if you haven't done so already, follow us on social media at
YHST Pod.
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Why not? And there you can like and subscribe and share and follow and do the things to help us become more than just a little podcast that we're doing in our living room. But if you also want to support us and help us grow in that way, you can do that on Venmo at
YHST Pod.
We thank you. We appreciate it. We mean it. All right, we're going to jump right into it. We have your usual format where we have our either or provided by Carlos. But first off, we're going to kick it off with some news. And I'm going to sit back and just let them hit it off with some news. Where they are going to inform you about all the things going on in movies, Hollywood, and just all around.
Entertainment.
And I was getting to it.
Put some pizzazz to it, man.
News.
All right, to kick things off, first bit of news. Avengers Endgame re-release will officially be retitled as Avengers Endgame Encore. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Will we be saying it? TBD.
I don't think so. Where are all my What We Do in the Shadows fans?
Whoa, right here.
What We Do in the Shadows is officially moving forward with a sequel.
About damn time. Legendary is developing a live-action Magic School Bus movie with Elizabeth Banks as Miss Frizzle. Ooh,
right.
Childhood unlocked.
Gonna explore themselves.
Don't search my porn history.
Okay. A new Freddy the 13th animated movie is in the works at Paramount. We'll see how that goes.
Will it be child-friendly? Keanu Reeves is set to star in a live-action CGI hybrid Lego movie.
That's what I've been asking for.
Whoa. Is he going to say that when he enters the Lego world?
He better.
He better.
And last but not least, a Thundercats animated movie is in the works, but who knows if it will be officially
Well, it
made.
seems like it's going to go straight to streaming, right?
Yeah.
Probably after what happened with Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
Definitely.
or Voltron.
And that's the news.
You've been informed. I will be using this more often.
Of course. you
Hard
will.
cut.
Oh, I wanted to use it.
All right, Carlos, hit us with your either or. And I promised myself I was going to look up some like new thing in order to bumper into it, but I didn't, so I'm really sorry.
It's all right. We'll work with what we have.
You can look stuff up and pitch some stuff to me.
I'll try.
I'll shoot it all down, but go ahead.
All right, guys. My question to both of you.
Either or.
This or that.
Every other.
Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, move on.
All right, guys.
We have fun here.
Should James Gunn take a step back from directing and focus more only on the creative development of the DCU? This is pretty relevant to our upcoming discussion of Supergirl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't direct Supergirl, and so I know it's kind of following along with, his vision. I like his directing. I don't want him to take a step back from directing, because if him directing is conflicting with him running DC, then there has to be a discussion then, which isn't the case, right? So far?
Well, I don't know if he was already developing Man of Tomorrow around the time Supergirl was getting made, because I feel as though like that's been the number one concern, that with him doing Superman and not doing its sequel, that like shouldn't he just focus more on developing all these other projects, overseeing everything, kind of like what Kevin Feige does with Marvel?
That's going to be tough, because who else to trust with something that Gunn was like kicking off, and especially Superman. That's so Gunn's vision.
Yeah.
To then just like pass the baton. I know there's been other movies and certain franchises that's done it, sometimes to its own sort of detriment. At other times, like with Star Wars, where people loved Darth Vader being Luke's father. Like it wasn't really ever written in since the beginning. So
not originally, no. And like, his Peter Safran, he's doing like a lot more of the business stuff rather than actual creative. So again, like that's been like one concern that some people have been having, that, like, should he really be directing? Should he just like focus more on development?
I just think that like after the shit show that like the Snyderverse was, it started so strong and then ended where it ended. Yeah. I think with that being an example, now that we finally have Gunn in the seat where we want him to be and doing all the things, like, I just want to see his vision play out.
Yeah.
You know, those are my thoughts.
No, stick to directing. You have a co-CEO for this reason.
Nice.
Lean on him. Peter Safran. There he is. I don't know. Figure that shit out. I know you're not going to be directing majority of the time of the year.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Supergirl is a testament that he should be directing if he's going to be dealing with the DC.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah. I love him as a director, and seeing what he's done so far with developing Superman, its sequel, the Peacemaker series. You know, yes, he's realistically not going to direct everything. He'll do the projects that like call to him more personally. I mean, yeah, that's the advantage of having Peter Safran. He's helping out with the other side of things just to kind of like manage stuff while Gunn focuses on creatives. You know, like that's the whole reason why they picked him. So I think there has to be like a fair balance. Like, yes, obviously oversee the other projects that you're greenlighting, because again, he's going with quality over quantity, which definitely should be the mantra moving forward. I think as long as like he does,
there's an asterisk to that comment once we get into Supergirl.
Yeah, so I think as long as he finds that fair balance to make sure, like, yes, everything's cohesive. I would still love to see him direct other stuff, like maybe other than Superman, like maybe have him tackle like another superhero. Remains to be seen. It's still too early to call. Really early. You know, like there's only 2 movies in. We still got a couple shows coming out this year, and then we got the upcoming Clayface movie.
So,
you know,
yet to be determined.
Exactly.
TBD.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts, folks, on Carlos's Either Or.
Bum bum.
Done.
All right, let's go ahead and give our quick bite-sized reviews, spoiler-free reviews on Jackass, Leviticus, and Supergirl. Let's start off with Jackass. I'm going to kick this one off for you guys. It's everything that a Jackass movie has been, what it should be in a nutshell. It's a bunch of fun whilst walking down memory lane. There you go.
It's really all you have to. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's Jackass. That's what it is.
It's fun. It's gross.
It's going to make you cringe, wince.
Laugh out loud and make you remember being a teenager and watching that show.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, this definitely had more sentimental touch to it. This being like a farewell kind of
asterisk on there.
Yeah.
And speaking of being a teenager and touching, Leviticus. Carlos, what are your first thoughts on that?
It was trying.
Wow.
I don't write these things.
A movie where it was trying to be metaphorical, have a deeper meaning, very derivative of It Follows, but it just didn't quite stick the landing.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the trailers that promoted something different than what the movie was. It was a good watch to see something different, but not my cup of tea.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't like a different enough idea. And as most horror films do, don't exactly stick the landing, but it was an interesting watch. I can't really say go out, run and see it.
Yeah.
Wait for streaming, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch alone. In a weird, uncomfortable
Rewatch
way.
rivalry.
And lastly, Supergirl. Alva, can kick that one off?
Yeah, it's super and it's a girl and there's crypto. I mean,
why do I still have you on the podcast?
I don't know why you still have me on a podcast. You handed me a superhero thing.
I pass it to you because it's a female-led thing and it's all about women empowerment.
Woke, you went woke, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, Supergirl.
Carlos bought the fucking foreskin cup for you.
Which we'll have
Was
up
it for
on
me?
social media soon.
It was for you.
No, for the bit.
No, Supergirl, it had its good moments. It had its bad moments. It had good music, not put in the correct order. But we will talk about that later. If you are a fan of DC, you should go watch it and have your own opinion on it. I feel like you should kind of watch it in theaters to see how you would react to it.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like this movie, and I just felt like this was way too formulaic, too generic. And I was just hoping for something more pizzazz, like something with more, like it's got more of a kick to it. So wasn't quite worthy of the super title.
Yeah, for me, stuff was happening. I like Millie Alcock, and in this era where things can be formulaic, and I think that's okay to an extent, they didn't lean into any sort of way where you're like having fun, and definitely missed the mark on having heart, which didn't allow those moments, those formulaic moments and beats to feel deserved. It was an okay watch, and so we have spoken. And there you go. You've been snack-sized. I don't know. I
Dun, dun,
I come up with these
dun.
stupid things. I might edit that out. I don't know.
But you got to do it like, and that is the YHST, snack size review.
I think I have a munch sound effect where it's like, just don't do it with that Supergirl cup around me.
That's a 10.
Ew, stop. I got to talk to you about your lip smacks. Okay, so now this is a point where you pause it, you go watch those things, you come back, and we have the full discussion about these movies. So let's go and start off with Jackass. I mean, what more do we really have to say?
Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O.
Chris Pontius.
Okay, we're just listening to the goddamn cast. So, it's a walk down memory lane. You're going to see some stuff that you maybe have forgotten about. I mean, it isn't exactly like a highlight reel. Otherwise, you could have just like gone to YouTube and made a playlist yourself and shown people or shown the younger generation, if that's your sort of thing.
If they'll understand the meaning of Jackass.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I actually felt emotional watching a Jackass film. I felt nostalgic, and it was, I didn't think I would ever come to feel like that in something like a Jackass movie, but they learned from the 20 plus years of doing this. And so, thanks to the power of like editing and just preserving that momentum throughout the entirety of this thing, it is such a blast. There's never a dull moment. You're oohing and awing at all the classic bits, and then the new stuff that they have, you're like, yeah, these guys, this is why these guys do it.
Yeah. I mean, Jackass, it's what you'd expect. They do stupid shit that like you wouldn't do, but they do it for our entertainment. They do it on the whim. It's like, oh, can you get naked for this? Like, yeah, sure, I've been waiting. But yeah, this what I mentioned in my snack size review, that this has the more sentimental touch, because this is again an asterisk, their farewell kind of send off with the original crew. Like, yeah, they're getting older, they're in their 50s now,
They've taken so many concussions.
I mean, I think that's why like Johnny Knoxville couldn't do too much extreme stuff, because he's already suffered how many concussions?
I think there's only like fucking 4 testicles in between the 5 of them or whatever.
At this
Seriously?
point, I mean, one of them is missing one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Maybe they have 3. Who knows?
that too.
Wow.
But it was really nice to see like some of the older bits from the first film, and kind of like seeing the unaired opening
oh,
stunt,
yeah.
which I'm like, holy shit, like they were already trying to be really bold, and man, that was just scary.
Also, there's moments where before they go into some of those older bits where half the time they have some testimonial from the cast.
Yeah.
So, which I loved, because it's like, hey, we know you're walking down memory lane, but let's have a little commentary with it. Let's walk down with you, because it may be some silly, stupid, gross bits, but there's something where it's like, you're bringing all your friends together and just having a bunch of fun, sharing, shared stupidity.
Like you guys created your own family doing all this.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I think I definitely like the newer pranks that there were, but it was also nice seeing the ones that I grew up.
Yeah, like the golf course one with like the air horn.
Oh,
that
such
was
a
great.
classic.
And I'm like, dude, like I forgot like how scary like the golfer looked with like the
The
handlebar
mustache.
Yeah.
mustache. I'm like, dude.
I also love the inclusion of comedians. So like Rachel Wolfson. She's been part of the crew since the last movie, I believe. She didn't really have much to do in this one. They didn't highlight any of her bits, but it's nice that they bring in comedians and actors. So they brought in Adam Ray, comedian, hilarious guy. Go check out his Dr. Phil stuff. And then they brought in Paul Walter Hauser.
Who's in everything?
I fucking died laughing when you leaned over and said that to me. Dude, it's so fun. Like you're having a good time with the audience, and go see it with friends, have a few beers. It's Jackass.
Oh, dude, like
Yeah.
I even saw like a dad bringing his teenage kid to come see this. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're okay with him watching all this, but
Yeah.
okay. Hey, maybe he was the same age when he saw the original Jackass show.
Yeah.
That was like 12.
I would say I was around the same
13,
age. Yeah.
Yeah, go see it. I got nothing more to say. It's a Jackass movie. We're going to review it. Leviticus. Let's dig into that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. I try to have some deep meaning message about, I guess, accepting gay people, but kind of.
It's about 2 teenage boys
Yeah.
must escape a violent entity that takes the form of the person they desire most, each other.
Oh.
I don't know if you're scared or, finishing.
The weird part is when I've been trying to get the
this
my
going?
browser to open to Leviticus, like
Yeah.
the movie page on IMDb, and it would not open. And I'm just like, oh no.
It's them demons that are
It's the
coming after you, Alva.
You know, I will admit I wasn't really like in a rush to go see this because it felt like there was really no buzz around it. But thanks to the movie The Invite, we thought it was going to be coming out this week, and it wasn't. We thought, well, we have time, and let's just go check it out and see if it's something to talk about. And it kind of was. You know, it's out of Australia, which has helped produce
Talk to me, and Bring Her Back.
Bring It Back. Yeah, I feel like of those three, not that it was from the Philippi brothers, but you know, you're kind of hoping like, oh, they got it down.
Yeah.
No, Australia missed with this one.
Yeah.
You said in your bite size there it was derivative of
It Follows. And I felt like, well, we were even talking about this when we were walking out. Like, there's also another movie in there, but we're just kind of like struggling to like nail it.
It was definitely a miss. I don't know. I'm very happy I didn't push to see this movie earlier in the month, because it was one where I was like, oh, this movie comes out this month, but I had a feeling it wasn't really good.
And then as far as like the horror aspects of it, right? There's a demon or whatever. There's an entity. It doesn't say demon, but there's an entity. And the rules are that it, like I said in the tagline, it takes the form of the person you like the most. And there's a few rules that are in there, which are fine, but I feel like what would have driven the whole story home, especially with the third act, which horror films typically kind of miss the mark on it, you know, is maybe adding an extra rule where it really trips them up or something like that, because it doesn't go past that one set of rule of it just looks like the person you're into most. And so then the two leads who are just so horny for each other are like, I don't know, I think I might make out with you. Turns out you're a demon. Oh, shoot. And then they keep doing that every now and again. And I'm just thinking, you guys are just way too horny for each other. Your survival instincts are out the door. You're thinking with your lower head. What do you do? This is stupid.
It's the first to go. You're out.
Yeah.
Done. Also, I felt like there wasn't like usually with like, even with psychological horrors or anything like that, there's like a kill. Like at least that gives you like, oh fuck, like that is what that whatever entity is doing. But they only showed like the aftermath. I'm like, you could do in shadows or something to like make it feel like, oh, it's really gonna get you, not just like, oh, it's just fucking with you.
As far as the violence itself,
yeah,
the gore. Also, like, I think if this film would have leaned into like the mystery aspect of it, I think it could have been more interesting. Because as shit starts to kick off, you know, you're asking a bunch of questions the way they're asking questions. Then they reveal what it is or whatever, and it's just like, okay, that's it. Now we just need to survive it. There's nothing past that. There's no mystery to solve. The parents,
there's no lore.
There's no lore. There you go. I love lore, especially with this type of horror film when it like involves religion. And I think it shits on both things. This movie is so funny because like, you know, it's coming out during Pride Month or whatever, and it shits on religion.
Yeah.
It shits on parenting. It shits on teenagers, and it shits on gays. So I don't know
like sexuality.
What were you trying to like tell us with this movie?
There's no lesson. There's
like,
no. I just hate everybody.
Is it supposed to say like, oh, religious people should be more accepting of gay people? But I didn't get that.
Maybe don't hire this like fucking wackadoo priest with tattoos on his arms who's like, hey, check this shit out. You know?
You could have just gotten out of jail. Who knows? Who knows?
Look what I could do to these gays. They just fucking die.
Yeah, there was like,
what was the lesson in that?
I feel like they all drank the Kool-Aid.
He was literally killing gays off via an entity.
Flame.
Yeah, so you know, these parents in this church group hired this quote unquote, I don't know what would we even call him. Didn't
like
they say he was like a healer?
Yeah,
divine
quote,
healer.
Yeah.
That okay, well, if he's supposed to cast this spell that's supposed to make you not lust somebody of the same gender, okay, but it seems like this entity will still come after you no matter what, even if you're telling that other person, which happens throughout the movie, stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
But the entity still comes after them, so it's like,
because the rule is if you're alone, and then the entity will show up because it's afraid of people or it's afraid of being around people.
But here's the thing, though: it's like, okay, well then, if you don't like the fact that you know your kid is gay and you're casting this entity on them, it's still gonna kill them either way. So it's like you just doomed your kid, you know.
And then the mom at the very again, full spoilers. And then the mom at the very end's like, "Yeah, he told me what would happen. Said he can't be reversed. Anyways." Let's go fucking get some chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
'cause it's Australia.
do you not
Chips.
love
Chips.
your child?
Chips.
But also the trailer.
Fucking Alice.
Yeah. Also the trailer, it didn't make it seem like it was going to be an entity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like
I thought
he's possessed.
I thought it was more like they're sending him to like a conversion camp, and then there's the horror part of it.
Well, see, I thought like,
They're
okay.
swapping with a straight clone.
And see, here's the thing. I thought like, okay, is that the other message about, conversion therapy, that like the damage it does? But I'm like, they could have done something interesting with that. But no, it didn't do anything with that. And also there was a plot hole regarding the rules. So again, like if you're alone, it comes after you unless you're around other people. So there's a scene where they're getting on the bus because they went to find the one person at the hospital. Okay, well, with the main character not getting on the bus right away, the entity's coming towards him. But I'm like, but he's around other people. They're inside the bus.
Yeah.
So is the rule that you have to have a physical barrier?
It's like when we watched.
That didn't make any sense.
Exactly.
We watched The Mist, and that episode's coming out in a week or so after this one. But like the rules for the creatures was like, oh, if there's walls or glass, like, then they can stay outside of that thing. But if you're outside there, they gonna get you.
Yeah, so it couldn't even follow its own rules.
So like The Mist and with Leviticus, that thing's gonna tear your ass up.
Literally.
Yeah. The only difference, it doesn't have the acid webs.
We never got that far. I mean, he got far with the entity, but we didn't get that far with the entity.
Yeah.
Maybe the entity just needed to finish. Because that entity was also horny.
But then fire, wouldn't that, because like it was afraid of fire, and then technically it was in a building.
So wouldn't that kill it then?
Wouldn't that kill it?
Is it an entity to be killed?
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm like, again, they never say it's a ghost or a demon, but it's like, okay, the character finds out that it's weak against fire.
Yeah.
But
That would weaken it or kill it.
yeah, but again, they don't do anything with that. It's like you could just carry a lighter with you and then that'll keep it away. Yeah. But I don't know. Again,
to a point, yeah. And then the whole thing with like more spoilers here. With they had to go to on a side mission to talk to the first person that this happened to, or whatever.
Yeah.
She's in a hospital waiting room and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like when she's outside and all this happens, she's getting dragged back into the hospital. I'm just like, if you're in a psych ward or a psych patient, you don't have free liberties to be in a waiting room.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole movie wasn't fully fleshed out. Like it looked good. It was shot cool.
Yeah.
It just missed the mark. I mean, I think what was the other Australian movie that we watched? We Bury the Dead. That one also missed the mark. I was like, you guys were almost there. It just, there were some things you got to throw into there to really make it hit. Because horror's tough.
But at least that one didn't have any plot holes like as this one.
Yeah, I know. And then in the end, it's like, all we have to do is just stay together and we're cool. So let's keep on boning, never take it out, and we'll live. Not to be
That's
crass.
it.
That's it.
Next movie.
Just keep your hand in my pocket. All right, on to the next movie. Supergirl.
Oh boy.
All righty.
I know nothing about this.
This is directed by Craig Gillespie.
Craig
Gillespie. I have soft C's. Anybody have high expectations for Supergirl? After seeing all like the advertisements on their fucking kombucha thing, after seeing like, it taking over Google the search engine, after seeing it, and just the advertisements, the promotion's been everywhere.
Don't have any expectations for superhero movies anymore. Superman, I went in and I loved it. Knowing that this is within the DC universe, I still did not have any expectations. Even I don't know about Supergirl other than like, she's like what? The cousin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it. And then a dog.
Yeah.
So therein lies the asterisk that we were talking about earlier. It's not directed or written by James Gunn, but it was greenlit by James Gunn. And the James Gunn who notoriously told Matt Reeves, keep on working on the Batman 2. Now, did this movie, Supergirl, did it work better on paper than it did in reality?
Here's the thing. It's like, okay, well, James Gunn made it clear that he's not going to greenlight any movies unless there's like a good script, a good story to tell. That's why some of the projects he announced when he was like, okay, this is going to be phase 1 or called chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. It's like, okay, so you want to be very meticulous with what story you're telling, but yet this didn't have a plot. So to answer your question, like, did I have expectations? So I'm not a Superman fan, not hating on Superman. The character just never appealed to me. So watching Man of Steel, I liked it. And then watching James Gunn's Superman made me realize what's the appeal with Superman, like the heart, you know? And that's like, okay, totally get it. I like his character now. I still consider myself more of a Batman fan.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, well, you have a derivative character, Supergirl, but it's pretty clear she's her own character. She's more cynical. And I'm like, okay, you could tell a good emotional story there to see her side of things. But I just didn't really get that in the end. So I'm like, this is probably why. Yeah, this is like a total crapper for me.
Obviously after the movie, we're talking about it, near work, parked cars and shit. And we're just like, our brains now, through doing this podcast for so long, it's just, we can see what the things that need to be worked on and stuff. And there was moments, even, during that post-movie discussion, and even when like me and Alva were at home, she would like come back in the living room and go, okay, hear me out. The fucking playlist, okay, they needed to use this song and not that song, and so on and so forth. And then there would be like a post or two about the lead villain's, his background was deleted or edited out, and just all these other things, to which I replied to the both of you, yeah, that wasn't going to save the movie.
Yeah, that was the least of its worries.
I think this was an intentional flop from the studio, or maybe someone within the studio head, because Warner Brothers is getting bought out by Paramount. So maybe Paramount's like secretly wanting to not want to continue with DC involvement. Because you have all the other movies and TV shows that Warner Brothers come out with James Gunn, and they did good.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Supergirl, which is supposed to be a DC ran by James Gunn, and he's supposed to greenlight all these projects and stuff. So then now I'm wondering at this point, is the merger the one thing that affected this movie?
Hard to say, because I think they greenlit this movie before they announced that Warner Brothers was on sale. So I don't know like what happened here. So I had mentioned this in the parking lot when we were walking out, that the person who wrote the script for Supergirl, her name's Anna Nogueira. Earlier I said like, oh, she wrote like television shows mostly. I actually got that wrong. This is like her first feature film that she actually wrote. So the thing with the television, because she was also an actress, so she's mostly done work in front of the camera as an actress. This was actually, I think, like her first feature film that she written, and it shows.
Did she write for or act in the Vampire Diaries?
According to this, as an
Penny.
actress, she acted.
Okay.
So I think like that's also the other thing that, I understand James Gunn wants to give up and coming writers a chance, but it's kind of like, again, you got to review the script.
Because that was my main problem with it, is that there were so many moments that they almost got it right. Like I said in the snack size form, you can do formulaic stuff, but you got to have fun with it. You can do formulaic stuff, but you got to earn those beats. You can do the expected thing, but it has to be deserved. You have to hit me emotionally. You have to, especially if the point of watching these things is to like, not just have a fun theatrical experience, but to kind of put more emotion into these things, you could just have total fun with like Masters of the Universe, because it's just a standalone thing, most likely. But with something like the comic book world, every character has their own personal motivation. And the motivation for Supergirl, it was there, but it was just delivered and executed wrong. Just completely wrong in how it was presented, with spending too much time in the flashback scenes. And it was just all there. It just, they used it too early, just a lot of misused ammo, if you will.
Yeah, like I felt like this script should have gone through some revisions. Like, okay, like clearly the elements were there where like they could be a real gut punch, where you understand why is Supergirl drinking herself, like just purposefully going to red sun planets where, like she could feel the effects of alcohol, just numb her pain away. As much as like, yeah, it's cool to like flashbacks, they aren't necessarily bad, but you could have still have that same backstory, but not show it.
Like in the first Superman, sorry to interrupt you, but like in the first Superman, we don't see the origin of Superman. I know we've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I know it's a little different for Supergirl because her origin is a little bit different, but I end up asking Alva, I was like, well, I knew Supergirl's background and then sort of the floating city of whatever it's called. Like, but did you know that? And did this just miss the mark on it?
From not knowing, I think the flashbacks were a little too long. I didn't need to be there that long. If you were going to have flashbacks, then make it work throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, not just like one whole 10-minute section.
Because then if that's the case, then start the movie like that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's instead of a flashback is we're starting this, and then jump forward
that would have been
after.
perfect.
Yeah.
And then like title card, Supergirl, and then where she's at then.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, I think that it was just the placement of that whole exposition scene. Not even have her like explain it, like you wouldn't have to have her narrate the whole opening. Just let it play out, and then okay, boom, she leaves the floating city of I think like Argo or Argus.
I think so, Argo.
And boom, now it's just her partying, at all these different intergalactic bars.
God, I'm playing that in my head. That would have worked just fine.
So what I was going to finish off my point earlier was, I look back at the last two movies where we had Wolverine, where he's a very tragic character, which I felt like, okay, Supergirl could have a very tragic backstory and that'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
But see, with the last two Wolverine movies we had, whenever he's going over like why is he the way he is, they never show it, and yet it still had that same emotional punch. Like if you weren't going to do a flashback, they could have referred to that as a little inspiration to how you could deliver a gut punching like origin story. That's just me though. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel.
And I think that now either Millie Alcock just didn't dig down deep enough, but I don't think she hit whatever emotional beats that there needed to be.
Yeah.
When she was being the drunk Kara Zor-El, I was kind of over it after like 5 minutes. The sort of reluctant hero. Like we've seen the reluctant hero thing, but this movie did all the things that all the other movies did. It did the thing that like Guardians 1 and 2 did, minus the jokes. I was gonna give it credit for not going for any jokes, but it went for 0 jokes, and I go, God damn! At this point, I would have loved some, as Doug would say, nipples. The Guardians. It was the Guardians 2.
Yeah.
With the
my nipples.
Yeah. Something. I mean, something. It didn't. I was just watching stuff happen that had 0 or bad motivation, and it was just doing the things to do the things.
Bad sound design in certain places.
Yeah, you pointed that out to me, and I was like, there was a song playing during that fight sequence.
Yeah. I mean, the song already has enough like background noise to itself, like to make it a little bit grungy. But when you're adding I don't need to hear, if you're going to do the song in a fight, I don't need to hear something hitting the building.
Speaking of music, I just saw the post and sent it to you guys earlier today where James Gunn has been known for doing needle drops. And needle drops isn't a bad thing as long as you're using it properly.
Yeah.
And the song that they ended up using was a version of The Middle, if somebody can look up what the cover is. And it was James Gunn that like had the final say of what that needle drop song was going to be. And he ended up choosing wrong, in my opinion.
He ended up choosing the wrong cover. There are other by Kelty Grayer and Kid Motel. He ended up choosing the wrong cover. There are multiple covers of this song. So you could even use the original, slow down acoustic one.
Yeah.
It's fine. We get it. That's a girl empowerment thing. But for that, if you're going to choose such a powerful song about like, you're going to be okay, it's fine. Pick either a cover that has those feelings or try to go for the original. See where you're going with that. That song did not make the ending of it, like her redemption of everything. Oh, I don't feel this with this.
And it's that ending where that song was used with the needle drop was another thing that other movies have done, which is the speed ramp, slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up as things are happening. It looked cool. Technologically, it looked cool. Some flying sequences were a little bit a little rough.
But it was a good looking movie.
It was a great looking movie. Like all the set design stuff was there. You can tell like all the passion was put into it. It just lacked on, I guess, the construction of stuff, the editing and the writing. It was not fully there.
And, it having like with the DCU having a good solid start with last year's Superman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that was great. And I was like, okay, well then this should carry that momentum. But it just reminded me of how when the first Iron Man came out, Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 came out. And those movies were kind of like it had a great solid start with the first Iron Man. And then it kind of lost a little momentum between those two movies. And then it kind of picked up again. That's what happened with me with Supergirl. That, okay, yeah, great momentum with your first movie. This got lost. I really hope that whatever the next one comes out, it'll like resume. It'll just pick right back up.
Lastly, there's a few little moments and sequences where she's sharing the screen with Superman. And at these points, there's 2 or 3 points when it is happening. I've already started to feel the missed vibes of the movie. And so when they did share the screen, it felt like a mashup of 2 things that didn't fit. Because David Cornsweet has Clark figured out.
Yeah.
He has Superman absolutely figured out. I could watch hours of him talking about it and him arguing with James Gunn to Gunn's chagrin. But you want that sort of passion. You want that sort of mind going into that character so that it feels correct, that it feels right. And when you watch Gunn's Superman, you feel his conviction.
Yeah.
I felt no conviction with Millie. It's so she hasn't figured it out yet. And then it's just these mischemistry when they're on screen.
Yeah, like I felt like, I love Millie as an actress, loved her in House of the Dragon. And I do like her as Supergirl, like she looks the part, but I just felt like, she just did not have the right material to work with. That's the problem.
And the thing is, like, did she read a lot of like the source material of this character, or did she just go with like what she was told?
Well, apparently, like in social media, like there was like pictures. Well, they do it more for PR than anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're actually reading the comic on set, but like there are the pictures of her like reading the Woman of Tomorrow graphic novel. I'm like, okay, so she's well versed with the material, but now I kind of wondered, like how you said, Alva, was she just told like, okay, this is how Supergirl is. You don't have to read it.
Just open this and maybe just do it for a picture.
Yeah,
But then again, maybe she just didn't have enough to go on with what was written.
Yeah, this movie just had it had some good potential. It had some of the right ingredients, but it just was not very cohesive.
It was almost there. So many parts, dude. So many parts where I kept thinking, you guys almost have it. You almost have it. You lost it.
Mm-hmm.
You almost had it. And you lost it.
And I was looking up to see like what other movies Craig Gillespie has done.
Yeah.
And he's done some pretty good ones. Like he did I, Tonya.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one.
I remember watching Fright Night, the remake, which I didn't know he made that, but I actually really liked that movie.
Again, the directing's not the problem. It's the writing.
And he did Cruella.
Cruella was a fucking hit.
I heard, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen I, Tonya, but I heard that those movies were really good.
Hey, Tanya's really good.
I got nothing more to say about this movie. I think if you're a fan of the Superman world, the DC, if you are a Gunn fan, I don't know or think you have to rush out to go see this movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those few times where I go, yeah, that was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it killed like 2 hours.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as I didn't hate it. I was just disappointed more than anything.
I'm not mad.
I felt like it kind of going back to when we did the last Scream movie. Like, I was just disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting more.
The naive, like, little girl that's just to help out is just frustrating. Oh, we didn't talk about it. Lobo. Jason Momoa as Lobo.
Yes.
Oh, he's forgettable.
Everybody wanted him. And there you go. You had him.
He looks the part. I will give him that. He looks the part, but I just got too much of the bro.
And he did the thing. Carlos, he did the thing. Woo! He did it because it's in his contract or something.
He probably worked that in.
He had to.
We were fan casting. Carl Urban could have been a good Lobo.
I could see it.
Glenn Powell should have been Johnny Cage for MK2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have spoken. I got nothing more to say about that.
Yeah.
Carlos, nothing? All right. And then lastly, we go into our YHSD Fresh. If you're not familiar with the segment, every other episode, me, Carlos, and Alva go around the table and guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience scores of the aforementioned movies, which are Leviticus, Jackass, Best and Last, and Supergirl. From 0 to 100, 59 and below being rotten, 16 and above being fresh. It's now mine and Alva's turn to guess these things.
Woohoo.
Woo.
It's a lot to say, but I'll have fun saying it.
All right. Alva, why don't you start by giving me your personal rating of Jackass, Best and Last?
Personal 80, critics 79, and audience probably an 85.
Jackass Best and Last, I'm going to say critics gave it a... See, I kind of peeked at some of the things, but I'm going to say critics gave Jackass, I think it's like an 85%. I personally give it a 90%, and I think audiences probably give it a 90%.
All right, Isaac, you were more closer on this. So critics gave it an 88%.
Okay.
And audiences gave it an 85%. So they were pretty close.
Oh, yeah. That's solid.
Yeah.
That's an A.
All right, Isaac, why don't we start with you for Leviticus?
Why?
Because
Just
I have spoken.
Answer it.
What are you trying to hide, man?
Nothing. Personal, I give Leviticus a just above rotten. I'm going to give that one a 65. I think critics are also going to give it, I'm going to say a 60. And I think audiences might have liked it a little more at maybe a 70%.
Okay, Alva.
I give it a 60, critics a 65, and audience at a 68.
Okay, so you guys are going to be baffled on this. Critics gave this a 92% certified fresh rating.
Yeah.
We know where they stand.
Audiences, 82%. So clearly they saw something more in this movie than the three of us did.
Well, you know,
Interesting.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know my thoughts on critics.
Yeah, you guys go watch and you let us know what you thought about
you
it.
decide for yourselves. You know, we're not your fucking parents, okay? And we'll finish things with Supergirl Alva.
Ooh, okay. Supergirl, I give that a 78. I think critics might have given it an 80. Audience, because they're dumb, I think would have given 82.
Again, I had seen some of the scores, so I'm personally going to give it a 70. I think I know critics gave it like a 58%. I think audiences might have been a little bit more forgiving at maybe a 65%.
Okay, so you're pretty close on critics. So it sits at a 56% for critic rating, and an audience is 77%. So they were more forgiving towards
Yeah.
it. Which,
Again, it's not a complete shit show.
no, it's not the worst thing out there. It just could have been better.
That's the dating world. And there you go. There you have it. There it is. We gave you the numbers on those things, but don't let us tell you what to think. We're just having a fun conversation because we're idiots with microphones. So why don't you guys go out and check out these 3 movies and then come back and let us know what you thought about them down in the comments or in our DMs if you want to be more direct about it on social media at
YHST Pod.
on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. See, now we're just slowing it all down for you. But if you'd like to support us, do that on Venmo at
YHST Pod.
We appreciate it. We thank you. We love you, and we mean it. So long.
mean it.
Farewell.
No, really. We do truly mean it.
I'd say bye.
Why do you say it like that for?
It's not.
I just wanted to make sure our audiences know that we love them. That's all.
Don't wag your eyebrows at me. In the meantime, let us know what movies are on your growing list of films that has people asking you the question. You
haven't seen that?
Adios, people.
Bye.
Laters.
Gay demon.
Oh, they be coming all over me. I shouldn't have said that. I take it back.
It's staying in the edit.
No,
Like-
I take it back.
Like he said, leaving it in.